Hi again, YouTubers. So this is kind of a much anticipated video, somewhat, just because of all the craziness that went on with my first impressions video of this product. And this is the Wayne Goss makeup collection of brushes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brushes. And just to give you a quick little look, I'm going to go through each one individually. So first, let's start with this. This is going to be a long video probably, so buckle up. Grab some coffee, get something to eat, whatever. Pause it and then come back. So I'm going to go through each one. I'm also going to give you some information from the site, just so you're well informed, because everybody seemed to have thought that I was not well informed when I purchased these. And I do want to start by saying I was well informed when I purchased these. I watched his videos. I understood what they were. I saw all of the information he put out there, and I was well aware of what I was getting. However, I was just shocked that both the handles were so small, really small. Like, not just, like, people keep saying, sorry, let me grab, that they're the same size as like a Tom Ford. I don't know, something about these, this is very thick and dense. I don't know, they're just small to me. My personal opinion. And again, I'm going to start this by saying this video is my opinion. If you don't like my opinion of these things, then simply just click off, hit X, don't watch it. It's fine by me. I don't mind. There's no reason for you to watch something if you're so annoyed by what I have to say. Just don't watch. It's fine. Everybody has an opinion. That's the fun part about YouTube. That's what makes YouTube what it is. That's what makes it so we all get our own thoughts out there and everybody gets different opinions, because everyone's opinion is different. So that being said, I did purchase these from Beautylish. I received them. I did the pre-order, and it took a little while to get here, but I believe that was just kind of through them having to process the orders and get them shipped, and they had so many in the beginning. And in the beginning, you could only purchase the entire collection. The brushes were $210 for the entire collection, which breaks down. I did this too. I put everything on my phone here. It breaks down to $26.25 per brush, which is a really great price. And I'm going to kind of go into a little bit more information on each brush and the costs and the thoughts about that as I go along. So that being said, I purchased from them the pre-sale. Took a little bit to get here, but I will say this, Beautylish was amazing. There was a typo, I guess, on my address, and they kept trying to deliver it to my neighbor across the street, who he's never home during the day, single dad, like he's not there, and he was never able to answer the door. So, but they took care of it. They went to FedEx. They had it sent to me to my address. I will say too, after I did my first impressions video, I guess the owner of Beautylish, she even contacted me and said, if you are not 100% happy, like, please, we will take them back. We will take them back, no questions asked, which was extremely kind of them. I wasn't looking to return them. I just simply gave my first impressions. I was shocked that they were so small and that the handles were so small. When you see him using them and you're seeing them on the face, it appeared to me, this is just my opinion, that they were slightly larger. And by slightly larger, I don't mean ridiculously larger, but just to give you an idea of a normal face brush I use. Okay, now another thing is these brushes were not made to be for the everyday person, so to speak. They are not made for someone to sit down and do their makeup in the 5 minutes, or, you know, grab and go type of thing. They are made for makeup artists that are going to take their time and be precise and work everything into the skin as exact as they possibly can. Now, I will say that I personally find that makeup artists like in the UK, you know, Wayne and Lisa Eldridge and Pixie Woos and things like that. Pixie Woos, not so much. Their brushes aren't tiny. But I find that those people that I'm mentioning tend to use smaller brushes. Is that a thing with them? Because the makeup artists that I know here don't tend to go for a really tiny brush. I think, again, it is all personal opinion. It is just what works for you. What works for me is not necessarily going to work for you. Everyone is different. So that being said, this is strictly my thoughts, my opinion on what I received and how I have used them. And I have used them for quite some time now. Wanted to make sure I got plenty of use out of them. So the set that I purchased was $210, 8 brushes. It makes it $26.25 per brush if purchased individually. Like if I purchased the whole set as individuals, it would be $224. So I saved $14 when I pre-ordered them. They are sold individually. They are made in Japan. They are handmade and hand cut and cruelty-free. I don't know what my thoughts are on that part, just because I feel like if an animal is being raised, and I mean, if it's just having its hair cut, then I'm assuming it's cruelty-free, but aren't they still kept in, this is just me, I'm a big animal person, aren't they still kept in cages and things so that you can have them there to cut their hair? I don't know. Maybe they're out running free and they just corral them in when they need to trim their hair. I don't know. But I don't quite understand that whole, how the brushes can be 100% cruelty-free. But that's just, I don't understand it. Maybe you guys know more information about that. So, now it doesn't make me stupid. It doesn't make me uneducated. It just simply means that I just don't know how that works. And I don't care enough to find out. If I want the brushes, I'm going to buy the brushes, even though I'm a big animal person. So, brush number 1. The individual cost for this brush is $45. So again, I paid $26.25 when you break it down. It is for foundation. It's typically longer than a stippling brush and allows gentle blending that won't pull at the skin. Now, let's see here. Typical. Now, I am not, when I'm showing you these things, I am not comparing them to a machine-made brush. I am not comparing them to them in the exacts. I'm just trying to give you ideas of what they are talking about and what I thought. Typical stippling brush in size. It is smaller, it is denser. I agree with all of those things. However, when I use a stippling brush, if I'm going to apply makeup on my face with a stippling brush, I use a big stippling brush. Just me, my own opinion. This is how I do my makeup. I am not somebody, even if I have all the time in the world, I am not going to sit there with a small stippling brush and do my makeup. It's just not how I have time to do it. It's just not my life. So this brush, in order to use it, literally, it took me forever. I don't have the time for that. That's the only reason. And this is the brush that I was the most excited about. I didn't like it for foundation. I thought it was okay for cream blush, but I have brushes that I prefer more than this. I tend to grab for, where did it go? Here it is. A brush like this. A MAC, what is this? So 130. Okay, so to give you an idea, if you have a MAC 130, and again, I am not comparing how they are made, anything like that. I'm just simply comparing the sizes so you have an idea and you can see that. The MAC is not as dense as this, but if you can't imagine doing your face full of foundation with that brush, then you're not going to use this whole brush for your foundation. So that was probably my most disappointing brush, simply because it looked so cool and I was so excited, and you know me, I love foundation, so I was really excited about that one. And that was probably my most disappointing one. Brush number 2 is $35. Again, I paid $26.25 for it. As you can see, I have used it today. I use this for setting my under eyes. It is soft enough to apply any powder product like bronzer, blush, highlighter over foundation without disturbing it. The natural uncut tapered hairs provide seamless application when applying products such as bronzer, blush, and highlight. Okay, and the only reason I'm reading all these to you is because I want you to understand what my thoughts are when I hear all this. Again, nice brush. All of these brushes are super, super soft. This one wasn't particularly soft, but it wasn't really harsh either. It just wasn't, the other ones are like amazingly soft. So I do like this. Again, do I have the time to sit there? And it's just me personally, guys. You have to think of what works for you. If you have the time to sit there and do all of your bronzer with like your face powder with this, then please feel free. Go ahead. This is a great brush if that's what you have time to do. I don't have time for that. I like a big fluffy brush to do my powder. I do a once over big fluffy brush. For my bronzer, I want something that's dense and thick and has like a flat contour. Again, this is just what works for me. Highlight, I think this would be nice for highlight. Again, just using it up through here. Blush, it didn't really work for me. It was too small. It just didn't work, but I love it. I use it every day for setting under my eyes. It's kind of what I wanted that Hakuhodo brush to be. This surpasses the Hakuhodo brush for me. So this is amazing. This kind of made me think of that Yakio brush, but that one was crap from NARS. This thing is so soft, so amazing, so nice, and it just feels great under your eyes. And it truly doesn't disturb anything because it is so soft. So that's my thoughts on that one. The next one, I guess I should, let me, because they have the numbers on them. Where's 3? Okay, 3, and then put 4 and 5. Sorry, I wanted to show them in the container, and then I forgot. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the next one is the number 3 brush. The number 3 brush is $32. Again, I paid $26.25. It's the largest of the brushes in the collection, designed for the crease and ideal for applying shadow to the lids as well as highlighting the nose. I don't highlight my nose because it's just how it is, and I feel like it already has darkness on the sides, so I don't want to bring any more attention to the front of it because I feel like people already think I contour my nose and I don't, so I wouldn't want to use it for that. That's just, again, my opinion. Now, this is a nice brush. It is very dome shaped. It's very soft, very, very soft. It is very nice for the crease. It's kind of what you wish that MAC 224 was, because that one is too rounded and really just kind of moves things around too much. This one does a perfect job of really moving the color into your crease and blending it out with allowing you to still have control. With the 224, I feel like it's too blown out and I don't have the control I want. This one gives me very, very nice control of that, so I am very, very happy with that brush. Okay, next one is the 04, and this one, individual cost is $28. It's a medium-sized crease brush that is perfect for detail work like getting into the crease of smaller, more hooded eyes and concealing under-eye bags. It's large enough for highlighting and contouring too. Okay, this one is kind of a smaller version of that last one. So it's kind of like a longer, it's between like a 217 and a 222 for me. Actually, and that, what was that, 226? It's kind of between, there we go, between a 217 and a 226. If 217 is too fat for you and the 226 was kind of like awkward and too pointy, this one is like perfect. Now this one I really like for, I use it, it's kind of an in-between. I'll have to go back afterwards and tell you because I use this in the crease, but I use it for more of just in the lower crease. Now, I personally, again, I don't think this would be good for under my eyes, but that's just my own call on that. The next brush is number 5, and this one I really, really like too. Individual cost is $25. Again, I paid $26.25, so technically for this one, I paid an extra $1.25. Is that worth it to me? Yes. This one is the smallest of the crease brushes, all-star for tricky tasks, smudging kohl products along the upper lids or creases. Soft bristles let you get really close into the lash line without irritating the eyes. Okay, this is it. Now, I love this for placing that product right in the outer corner. Now, to me, it is too long and too soft to smudge at my lash line. Under the eyes, it's a little bit okay, but that you really have to like that blown out look under your eyes to use this under your eyes. It just is much longer and it's just hard to control blowing out that liner on the top lid. Again, just my thoughts. The next one is the 6. Now this one is $25. Again, I paid $26.25. Is it worth the extra $1.25 to me? Yeah, this one is. This one's nice. It's kind of a smaller version of what I wished this brush would have been. Again, just comparing things I use. This is not how they're made, anything like that. Just, I really like this Smashbox brush, which is called the Tapered Shadow Brush, number 7. I really like it, but the problem is it's almost too big and too fluffy. So this one is more, it's more of what I wish this one had been. I do like that one. I use it quite frequently, but I find this one to be very nice for just putting that color right on the lid, and then it also works it right up into that brow bone very nicely. It is a good combination of rounded but flat. Because it is very flat this way, but then it also is very rounded that way, so you can work it to blend up into the crease, and it's very, very, very nice for that. Next one is the 7. Number 7. And this one, okay, let me read you. It's $17. Again, I paid $26.25. Is it worth the almost additional $10 to me? This one, no. So, would I have paid $17 for it? I don't know. 26, 25, no. But does it balance out some of the others? Yes. Small flat brush is stiffer than most lip brushes to give you more precision. For that reason, it's also great for gel and powder liner. Now, I will tell you, this is what it looks like. Very tiny, tiny, tiny smudge brush. This is great for me. I like a very precise under eye. If I'm going to use color under my eye, I want it to be exactly where I put it. I don't want it blown out and smoked out. It works very, very nicely for that under the eye. This, to me, works better for the blowing out a gel liner or smoking out a gel liner or a pencil liner. To me, I like more precision. I do not like a very diffused look. I like to put things where I want them and work it into exactly where I want it to be. So that does work well for this. I tried it on one lip product. I wasn't a fan, but I'm not a lip brush fan. So that being said, so I like this one, but this would not have been one that I would have purchased on my own separately. Last brush is number 8. And this one is individual cost of $17. Again, I paid $26.25 for it. This one I'm kind of up and down about. I'm kind of on the fence about. This brush is for precision. It makes tight lining easy so you can work close to the lash line without smearing color onto the lids. When used to fill in brows, it gives you the perfect natural look. Now, I liked it more for the brows than for liner. And the reason being, I hope you can see this on here. Do you see how the brush kind of like goes down and up? That bothered me when I was tight lining. I felt like I really had to move it in and out. I didn't feel, I don't know, it feels funny to me, just again, my opinion. When I'm using this up under my eyelid up here, it just doesn't sit flat. And that's just what I'm used to. Again, these are things that we're used to. These are things that we use. I am much more used to a flat brush. Now for brows, it was very easy to kind of do that flicked effect and give that like hair-like look. Did a great job for this. I didn't mind it as much for lining on my lid, but again, this is not a brush that I would have personally gone out to get or fallen in love with or been like, you have to go try this one. So that being said, quick rundown of the brushes that I am really, truly enjoying the most and which ones, I'll start with the ones that I just was so on or didn't really like. This one was probably the most disappointing, the number 1. I just didn't fall in love with it. I probably won't use it that often. It's just, I didn't like it. The small smudger brush, it's fine. It's nice. I have other things like it. To me, it didn't do anything spectacular in my opinion. The eyeliner brush, again, that way it swoops out. I'm sure that there is a more technical reason for that. It just, I don't know, it felt funny to me for tight lining. I just wasn't a fan. The brushes I really enjoyed. I do like this brush, the number 2. I really do like it. I use it daily, but I didn't find it did everything that it was claimed to do. That's just it. And then the eye brushes. I honestly think the eye brushes were the star of this whole collection. They were my favorite part. They were very nice. They are very nice. They are ones that I will continue to use and I do really enjoy. Now, another thing I'm going to address quickly is the size of the handles. They are very short, very small. They look to me like the e.l.f. brushes. I kept this one out for this. That's all. They look like it. They are not made like it. They don't feel like it. They're not similar to it. They just look like it. And if I'm spending a lot of money on something like that, I don't want it to look like something inexpensive. That's just my thoughts. I wasn't comparing it to an e.l.f. brush. I was just saying it kind of, you know, I don't want it to look like that. So for me, personal opinion, there are reasons behind why they are short handle brushes. Apparently short handle brushes, same as the whole concept of the smaller brushes for the face, they are used to be more precise, to give better handle for makeup artists. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't claim to be and don't plan on being one. They are just simply made for that purpose. Personal opinion, I like longer handles. They're easier to find, they're easier to store, they're great for me. And the reason I think I didn't like the short handles is I felt like they reminded me of a travel set. That being said, I am going to use these as in my travel set, somewhat travel set, my going to the gym and getting ready set. I love them for every day and I get ready at the gym every day, but I'm just not sold on the smaller handles. So I'm going to put them in that set so that when I use them every single day, I'm using them at the gym and I don't have to carry full-size handles. But for my vanity, I really like full-size large handles. It's just my opinion. Doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that, you know, anything else is better. It's just my thoughts. So that is kind of my rundown. I hope I touched base on everything, and I hope I cleared up any questions from anyone that might have watched my first impressions and thought that I was bashing him or bashing or comparing to machine-made brushes. I wasn't. I was just telling you my first thoughts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any other questions, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.